Oh, hey there. So, welcome back to another episode or video. So, today is tempo runs. So, we went over recovery runs, which was Tuesday, which was the last video. So, that was just 30 to 45 minutes at a steady pace, as it sounds, just a recovery run. Today is tempo runs. So, we are running at a tempo. To increase lactate threshold. So what your lactate threshold is basically the point in which you get where lactate builds up so much that you can no longer run. You can no longer run at a pace. So this is when you sprint, for example, you get to a point where lactate builds up so much and then you can't run any further. And this is what we're trying to increase during our tempo runs. So tempo run is just trying to raise that bar, that lactate threshold, so we can handle more and more lactate, so then we can run faster and run further, which is the ultimate aim. So these sessions aren't particularly fun. They are for a shorter duration, which I'm actually going to show you my plan, what I've gone through so far. I'm on week 6 and I'm currently this week doing 3 sets of 8-minute tempos, I think with 3-minute jog recovery. So I'll get to this lactate threshold. So you try and get there. So call it comfortably hard. So you get to a point where it is just not tipping over into that lactate threshold. You're not building up too much lactate, you're just under, but it starts raising the amount you can handle. So for 8 minutes, I'm really trying to push it. So I'm really running pretty hard, so comfortably hard, like I said. And today is for 8 minutes, 3 minutes rest, and then I do the same thing again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you my program, what I've been going through. So this is what it looks like. So week 1 and 2, I did 6 tempos, 2 minutes each. And then I had 2-minute jog recovery. And then 3 and 4, I did 4 sets of 5-minute tempos, which were pretty grim, with 2 minutes recovery. And this week I'm on 3 sets of 8 minutes with 3-minute recovery. And then we're gonna build up until week 12. And that's 3 times 10 minutes, which is going to be pretty grim. So they are the tempos. That is what I'm going to be doing today. I also wanted to say about my nutrition. So I have been implementing nutrition around my training. So especially for the longer distance or these sessions, because these sessions will deplete glycogen a lot more. So that is the stored carbohydrates within your muscle. For performance, you want to try and replenish this pretty quickly after your workout and then throughout the rest of the day to replenish glycogen stores, especially if you are performing the next day, because it will increase performance significantly the next day if you do replenish. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing nutrition wise. So as you can see here, this is my kind of nutrition plan. This is my tracker. I track basically Monday to Friday and then I allow myself the weekend off. But as you can see here, I have my training sessions, what I do throughout the week. And at the moment, I've just been keeping it pretty steady. So I do 190 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, and 70 grams of fat. And I've got a fiber target of around 45 grams, but it is now obviously 50 grams. So this is what I do week on week. This is how I coach my clients. Sounds a little French. No, my clients. So this is how I coach my clients. So these are the things we measure. Depending who it is, we may measure a few other things, but this is what I'm doing at the moment. With the carbohydrates, I do try and implement them more around the session. So I do have like faster acting carbs post-workout. That's why you will have seen in a previous video, I have things like malt loaf or something like that post-workout. 1, because it's very easy if I get straight back to work. And 2, it's going to be a lot higher glycemic carbohydrates. It has lower fats. It has a bit of protein in there, but it's going to get into my system very quickly and it's going to help me recover, which is going to increase my performance for the next day. So it is very, very important. So there is a lot that goes into kind of peri-workout nutrition or nutrition around the workout that we can get into like later down the road in other videos, but that's kind of what I'm doing. So these are my kind of macros at the moment. Today I am actually fasting. So today is going to be interesting. So I have a holiday coming up in 4 weeks' time and I want to lean out for it. And fasting, I use fasting because it is just so easy. It's very convenient for my lifestyle. If I have very busy days like I do today, work-wise, it means I don't have to prep food. I don't have to eat food. I can literally just work straight through. Sounds very sad, but I can literally just work straight through and it's going to stick me into, as you can see here, a 3,000 calorie deficit. So it's an easy way for me to remove 3,000 calories from my week, which will put me into a deficit, which then I can start losing fat. I will start bringing these numbers down a little bit more as well, depending on how this week goes, what my weight loss is. I don't need to lose too much fat, but I do need to lose a bit. So I'm going to see how this week goes, and if I need to manipulate my calories throughout the week, then I will manipulate them. But I will be doing a 36-hour fast every week leading up until Barbados, which is going to be the middle of November. So I may do some progress pictures, but let's see. So I don't need to lose too much, but I definitely do want to trim up for this trip, because who doesn't want to be lean in Barbados? And that's pretty much it. Let's get out for this run. It is pissing down with rain, so I don't think I'm going to take the tripod, so I will try and talk in the rest periods, but they're only 3-minute rest periods, and these 8-minute tempos suck, so I'm going to be gassed while doing it. I'll see you there.
First tempo done. Whew. No sleep and no food. Definitely makes it tougher, but we're still going. It'll be interesting to see what the time is when I'm done. I'll do your car coming. Talk to you in a minute. It's ridiculously windy. Woo! Trying to hide from the wind, but it's windy. I don't even know. I'm trying to block the mic so you can hear me, but man, that was tough. That's the worst weather I've had with no food and no sleep. Damn. But I don't think too bad. That wasn't as good as last week, but I'm happy. We got it done.
So I'm back from the run, and to be honest, that wasn't too bad. So if you look here, as you can see, I wasn't actually too much slower than last week, considering the weather, considering the lack of sleep, considering no food. I actually performed pretty well, so I'm pretty happy. With fasting, I've fasted quite a bit now, quite a few times, and I've trained throughout fasting, and you don't perform too much dissimilar to when you are fed. Obviously, it's not the best for performance. I'm not trying to break any records with my running, so I don't mind actually doing these tempo runs fasted. I would much prefer to have some carbs in me, and much prefer to be eating some carbs now, because let's not go there. Because yeah, it would just be really nice to have some food. But to be honest, I don't think that was too bad. So going forward, I will still be fasting, but I'm going to either fast on my day off, or I'm going to fast on my recovery run. So that would be a Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to fast on either a recovery run day, or I'm going to fast on my day off. I'm thinking about not fasting on my day off, because that is one of the only days I have with my wife, and we like to go out and maybe go to a pub, have a drink, have something nice to eat, maybe sit down at home and have something nice to eat. So I probably will sacrifice a bit of performance on my recovery run, and it's just a recovery run, so it's not going to matter too much. So I'm probably going to do my fasting day on that day. So it's going to be 3 more 36-hour fasts leading into going to Barbados. I will do some progress pictures, and I will do a little bit more nutrition leading up to it. And let's see how lean I can get. But yeah, that was good. So that is tempo runs. The last one we have is going to be my long run. This Saturday or Sunday for the long run, it was scheduled to be a deload week, but I think I'm probably just going to push through and do 16 kilometers because I'm actually feeling okay. So that will be recorded, and that will be the next video. Cheers, guys.